I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, everybody? It's your girl DYANAROZAY. I am here doing the late shift, for Pete's sake. I am here doing the late shift. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to the channel, child. We got a couple of things to talk about. If y'all can hear the sound of my voice, let me know, because I do have a new camera. And yesterday, my microphone was going out when I was on, or I should say Sunday, my microphone was going out. So I want to make sure that y'all can hear the sound of my voice. I did see Linda Gamble in the chat a little earlier, but yeah, I wanted to come on after midnight so we can talk about some gossip, child. I saw Maurice over there on Carlos King's channel trying to defend that nasty ass comment he made on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I put a poll up. If you guys can take the poll, I want to know what you think. So on Sunday or Saturday during the show, I'll tell you guys what he said, and then I'll tell you what he defended. Okay. So on the show, he sits with a marriage counselor, him and Kimmy. He talked a little bit about that too. He said that, I guess they've been having some challenges. So they're trying to improve things in their marriage. And so he ended up saying something along the lines of, I grew up thinking that a woman can lay on her back longer than a man can stand up. And he said that that's not how he meant it. He said that what he actually meant, or that what the phrase actually meant, is that a woman or that a man could orgasm faster than a woman. Now, why he thought that made it better, I'm not sure, but that's what he says. Okay, come on in, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Let's see. Okay, speak with the girl. Marcella is back over. Hey, Miss Girl, come on in, child. We doing this late night show. We're doing this late night show. So yes, he said that he thought that that's, I don't know why he said that, because he said it, he thought it made it better. But I asked y'all to take the poll. Let me know in the chat if you think that was actually better, that a man would orgasm faster than a woman, if that was better than a woman can lay on her back much longer than a man. I'm not sure if that was better. I think that that actually fed into Kimmy's point that she needs a little more, a little more quality time in order to get things done. She actually told him she didn't enjoy it. So I don't know why he thought that made it better, but I'm going to talk to you guys about what I saw, because he's a clown, okay? There's no other way to put it except for he's a clown. Let's see. We're also going to talk about Cardi B and Tasha K, because they are back. They're back on social media. It looks like Tasha K has done or said some things that has gotten under Cardi B's skin. And I'm going to tell you guys what. And Tasha K is also threatening legal action from what I read. So I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. And then we're going to talk about Donnie McKirkland, because I don't know if people aren't paying attention or what, but there's a pattern that is going on here since P. Diddy and everything that went down with him. There's been a bunch of men who have come out and claimed SA or harassment with other men, right? Other famous men with lots of money. And we can't ignore the fact that these men are all Black. You know what I'm saying? We can't ignore that. We also cannot ignore, because I told y'all this maybe a month or two ago, that when these kind of things happen politically, it seems like the news there's an uptick with Black news and what goes out into the public. And this has been confirmed. They've already said that all of those troll farms that push out those videos 24 hours a day, it's always Black news, Black news, Black news. And it does not matter if they make it up or if it's true. It is such a huge consumption. People just take it in, whether it's Black folks or people that don't, that aren't. They enjoy reading and listening to that stuff. And I don't know. I'm just asking. Will Smith, Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, who else? Now Donnie McClurkin. Who else? If y'all can think of anybody, put it in the comments. But they keep coming out with more names, and it's just interesting. Those men are wrong, but they are destroying our Black culture. Which men are wrong? Tell me what you're talking about. Which men? Hey, Erica. Come on through, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, share the video, child. I'm doing a late night. Y'all know I usually don't. I'm typically in the bed, but I'm up today. I'm up today. So y'all stay up with me, hang out, and let's talk, okay? We're going to get it started first with Donnie McClurkin because we've already gotten into this conversation. Now, we've been talking about P. Diddy for over a year now. We know that he's in jail. He's in prison, actually. But when that thing started rolling out with Cassie and all those men came rolling out behind it, and there's lawsuits still in the courts right now, right? And then I think the next in line was Will Smith. I think he had a personal assistant that was making accusations against him, saying that he walked in on Will Smith and Dwayne Martin. We all remember that they were real good friends back in the day. And neither one of them made a comment against it, right? They both, just kept living their lives. I think Dwayne Martin has come out and, he publicly said he was engaged to someone. His ex-wife, though, was cracking the hell up and said, she can't wait for all the shit to unfold, but we'll see what happens. Who else? Tyler Perry. Exactly. We know Tyler Perry. He done got his second lawsuit, child. Let's see. Yeah, but we're going to continue to see this. Tyler Perry's been in the news for a minute. It was alleged by Christian Keys, someone that is on his show. He took I guess a stage play or something that he wrote and turned it into All the Queen's Men that we watch on BET. But now it's about to be pulled from over there. And we don't know. We don't know if there was a check written to keep things quiet. We don't know. But this is what's going on right now. And all I'm saying to you is we cannot ignore the fact that even though we know, a lot of us know, that Hollywood has been a nasty, dirty place full of BS, full of, everybody having to do things on the casting couch. And we know who those people were that were pushing those buttons. Now it looks like it's just all concentrated on a certain type of man right now. So we shall see what happens next, child. But let's talk about Donnie McClurkin real quick. Let me get his picture up here. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. So I can't. I'm gonna read it from my phone, child, because I cannot see. But Donnie, y'all all know him. He is a man who said that he used to enjoy being with other men, and then he said that the Lord had saved him, that it was a sin to do such a thing, and that he was saved. And then I guess he started running some sort of I don't know, something that was supposed to help other men see the light, other gay men see the light type of shit. Anyway, I really didn't keep up with it. I'm not going to lie. When this actually hit social media, I was kind of shocked because we hadn't heard his name in quite a while. But there is a person that said he used to be his assistant for many, many years. And his name is Giuseppe Corlado. And he actually talked exclusively with NBC News. He's getting his information out there on a national platform. And Donnie's name is right there up front, okay? So this is coming by way of Neighborhood Talks. But like I said, it first aired on NBC News. Okay, come on in. Come on in, everybody. Anyways, it says, this tea is hot. Grammy Award-winning gospel artist and pastor Donnie McClurkin is being accused of graping and SAing a man who worked as his assistant and often sought counsel from him. Like I said, his name is Giuseppe Corlado, and he spoke exclusively with NBC News to detail the alleged assault and why he chose to file a lawsuit against the famed pastor. So back in 2003, Corlado, the assistant, first met McClurkin when he had decided to attend his church after reading his autobiography about overcoming the curse of homosexuality. He said that he had been struggling with it himself and that after the event, he had met up with McClurkin and that they instantly clicked. Corlado originally believed that it would be a mentor type of relationship, but now he realizes that he was being groomed, is what he says, okay? So anyway, that's pretty crazy, but it just goes on to say that he worked for this man for multiple years and that they would have these sessions and then they would pray that it would go away, right? They would pray the gay away in these spiritual sessions. And then he said it would escalate over time and then it would happen again. He said that it happened against his will every single time. And that when he would confront Donnie about it, he said that he would tell him that he was on medication and he doesn't remember doing any of it. Okay. He goes on to say that it continued to happen. And then later there was an incident in 2013 after an encounter against his will where he said that Donnie had sent him an email. So if he sent an email, and it could be a part of the evidence, but he said that he sent an email and that he wrote in the email, get this, child, because this is a hot ass mess. Hey, everybody, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please bump up the thumbs up. He said that he told him, and this is a quote, I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man. He alleged, and then he allegedly wrote in the message, according to the lawsuit, that he had been pawning and groping a young man who was just looking for a friendship and a platonic relationship with someone that he wants to help guide spiritually. Then he said, I know I apologize for my wrong attitude from Wednesday, but I want to apologize for all of my past behavior that has also been wrong and put you in the wrong place. I have no one, and I felt more than ever that I have done something horribly wrong to you by forcing you into something that you weren't consistently saying no to, that you weren't consistently saying no to. And then he goes on to say, I'm too old to be like this. And he referred to himself as the epitome of a desperate, dirty old man. That's how he responded to it, which I think is pretty crazy. I think it's pretty crazy. But listen, he saved this letter from 2013, this email. And now that this ball has started rolling on everybody else, it's about to roll out on Donnie as well, it looks like. So we shall see what happens next. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate y'all. What do y'all think about this? About Donnie? Is this like a shock, a surprise, oh my God, how many more are we going to see coming up within the new year? Okay, because I think there's going to be a lot more, personally. I was expecting more to roll out in the rap community first, but there might be a lot more. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I don't know. I think this is crazy, but like I said, we don't know. We don't know. These kind of things happen. Once, it gets a little fire under it. Like I said, it started with P. Diddy. We're going to start seeing a lot more. Who else? Did I say Will Smith was one? Will Smith, yes. Now, Will Smith has an interesting case. I will say this. There's one that is his assistant who's actually suing Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife, because he said he was going to write a tell-all book about what he saw with Will Smith and other men. Jada Pinkett Smith had, I think she threatened him. She did something where she threatened him, but he said that she sent goons after him. Like someone showed up at his door and said, if you say another word, it's going to be me and you. Okay. So he said that after that, he ended up filing the lawsuit. The lawsuit's against Jada. I think it's for 3 million, 30 million, some shit like that. But he did say that he had this tell-all book, and he also already went over to Tasha K's channel and spilled the beans. So he's told everything over there as well. I don't know if people had an opportunity to see it. But the new kid that is suing Will Smith, let me see if I can find this kid's information. I do know that Will Smith didn't actually do anything specifically, but he did work for Will Smith. So the suit is against Will Smith because Will Smith was his employer. But there's a violinist by the name of Brian King Joseph who filed this lawsuit in Los Angeles. Hey, Deidre. Welcome to the chat, girl. Hold on one second. That man is suing Will Smith and Jada. I sincerely believe that that's some money. It looks like he doesn't care where the money come from as long as he gets it. Okay, so do you not believe, Erica, that this is true? You think that this is just a money grab? Could be, child. So the other guy by the name of Brian. Now, I did read that lawsuit. It's a 15-page lawsuit, and basically what he's saying is he felt like he was being groomed, that Will Smith was overly friendly to him, that he was telling him things like, child, you know, he said something like, you and I have a really good relationship. I think you're one of the only people that get me, stuff like that. He's really young. But what he basically said was that he left his bag on the tour bus or whatever bus that they were driving on. Come on in, Georgia Peach, welcome. And he said something to the extent of, he was on stage. I guess they were practicing for an event that night. He ended up showing up to the event late. Wherever he was supposed to be, he showed up late. I do know that. He left his bag on the bus, couldn't get back into his room, asked someone to find his bag, bring it up to his room. They did. When he got back up to the room, his bag was there. There was also some medication there with another person's name on it, not Will Smith's name. There was discharge paperwork, hospital discharge paperwork with another person's name on it. He alleges that the paperwork said something about this person having HIV, and he ended up calling down to, I guess, whoever the manager was, and said he wanted, I guess, to make a report. Like, I came to my room, there's somebody else here. I would have thought that maybe somebody ended up, getting the wrong key and showing up in my room. But he's saying that he believes the whole thing was plotted and that it was a harassment situation and that he was being groomed, which seems absolutely crazy. Come on in. Okay, Erica said, I think this is a money grab. People are broke these days. Listen, a lot of us have been around long enough to know that when the economy gets bad, the lawsuits go up. That's just what it is. But typically, we don't see men on the other side of these SA suits with men, correct? It's women, not usually men. But now the men are rolling it out. They are red carpeting it out, okay? There's a man right now suing Cassie for millions, 20-something million. And she could have lost. I think the judge said, if you don't respond to this damn lawsuit, he's going to win by default. So you're going to have to show up in court.
I'm so sad to hear about Will Smith. Yeah. What's going on with Will Smith right now? It ain't hitting for me. It's not hitting for me, the details. I think that it does feel a little wonky, the details about it. That's the thing. Will Smith specifically did not do anything to him. He's suggesting that he got a vibe from Will Smith that said maybe he wanted to, but why he's suing Will Smith is because it's his group. He was working for Will Smith, so that's why his name is on it. But he doesn't know who put the shit in his room. Now the men know how we feel. Correct. Now I do know Kris Kardashian was sued, and it sounds like she paid her it was a limo driver or something like that. He said that she was always asking for his goodies, okay? That she was always asking for his goodies, and I think she might have touched him. Anyway, it went into mediation, and I'm pretty sure she paid it up, okay? Corey the hips, Corey and his hips wasn't getting it done, is what I guess. But yeah, that's what's going on with that right now. So we'll see what happens next. But yeah, the economy is getting bad. There's a lot of people out of work. There's a lot of stuff, you know, going on with the tariffs. So people who did have businesses, they can't afford to bring stuff in from outside of the United States. So there's a lot going on. My question is, can grown adults be groomed? Now, if the adult has some type of delayed development, then yes, I believe it can happen. That word is interesting. I don't have an answer for it. To be honest, I don't know. As an adult, I don't think I've ever used the word groom with someone. You know what I'm saying? I think that sometimes you know what people want from you, and if you don't want it, you need to open up your mouth and say it. But I agree with you. Unless you are fairly younger, like a young adult who's still trying to figure shit out in life, no. I would say that if you're an older person, you should know better. That's what I think. But that also does not discount that if there are people with a lot of money and they want stuff and they're holding your job or whatever over your head, and you're trying to figure out how to make things happen, sometimes, you know, you choose the wrong choice, you make the wrong choice. Come on in, Deidre. Come on in. Hit the like button, share the video. Thank you, everybody. Okay, let's talk about Cardi B. Let's talk about Cardi B and who else? Tasha K. Real quick. Y'all know that Cardi B has a baby by Stefan Diggs, and I think she still claims him as her man, her man, her man. I think she do anyway. Well, a little earlier, Tasha K had posted this picture of Stefan. It looks like he is on a yacht or something. Like he's on a yacht and he sees there's those two girls right there. And he looks like, you know, he might be interested in some other things, right? Well, Tasha K not only posted it, but she said this is her new profile pic. And she put it in her as her Abby. So she did post it as her Abby. I don't know why I find that shit funny, but I do. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me get my banner up. Y'all should know all things are alleged, but yes, all things are alleged. Hold on. Let me get this typed up real fast. Allegedly, damn it. Can I even spell it? I'm going to put allegedly times 100. That way y'all know. Anyway, Tasha K had posted it as her Abby, which was hilarious to me. Which was still hilarious to me, okay? But y'all can see it right there. Y'all looking at it. We already seen him on a yacht before. Yeah, listen, he looks like he loves a good yacht. That's all there is to it. But she posted it. I'm assuming that some Cardi B fans must have, taken it back to Cardi, because I can't. I would think that her life is too busy to pay attention to this kind of shit. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Some stuff you got to just move it out your way. Not everything needs to be responded to, but unfortunately, she did respond. Okay, so I want y'all to hear some of it, what she had to say. Check this out.
The fuck? You want to be in your fucking hospital bed owing me, bitch. I'm not playing. And if you think you're gonna be looking for loopholes, harassing the people that I'm involved with, I got another shit coming for you, baby. If you think because you don't mention my fucking name, but you're gonna be harassing the people that I be with, no, I got some shit for you. So be ready for that.
Okay, so it gets worse, child. Anyway, you can see it was a whole long rant that she said. I'm gonna let y'all listen to a little more. But Tasha actually said that witness intimidation charges are coming soon. You can't contact an alleged victim on behalf of someone that is being prosecuted. And then, she put allegedly. But let's listen to a little bit more. Hold on.
Not. Be getting away with is not. Motherfucker's been fucking trying me.
She is tripping. The entire world is talking about him. And I'm gonna.
You know why bitches be so fucking miserable and they gotta harass people? Because no matter how much they front online, like they got so much fucking bread and shit, guess what? Your husband is dependent off of you. One thing about it, no matter what nigga I'm with, I never fucking bought me a motherfucking gift. I never fucking have to take care of no fucking nigga.
Pause. Okay, listen. So she's also upset because I guess y'all, from what I read, there was some rumor out there that her father may have been on some sort of list for SA, right? Like wherever he goes, he has to be on the registry. She said that that's not true. When I looked it up just to see where it came from, apparently it was in the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit against Tasha K. So basically, they're saying that it came out of Tasha K's camp. I don't know why it got brought back up now, but people are talking about it again now. So that also pissed her off. You've been taking care of Offset. According to her, no. It makes me cringe when she uses the N-word sometimes. Yeah, that's true. Hold on. I did just see that video with Tasha K crying, saying that she couldn't afford $4 million. She couldn't afford $4 million. Well, let me tell you what she said just now, child. Hold on.
That's a fact. And that's a fact. Bitch, you're so fucking miserable and you gotta be coming online to harass people and lie about people because you gotta fucking take care of your fucking kids because your fucking husband is just fucking there. Your husband is your employee. Facts.
Does this make her better or worse? I don't know. I think this is so hilarious. Hold on.
Oh, mad bread to fucking to taxes. And that is a fact. You out here begging the IRS and shit. And that is a fact. Begging the IRS to not take your fucking bread because you owe so much fucking money on unpaid fucking YouTube checks. And that is a fact. And one thing about me, I don't owe shit to nobody. I don't owe a soul.
Now, from what I'm understanding, it's down to $1 million. It's down to $1 million from what I read, child. So it looked like they might have gotten some things taken care of. That's pretty decent. But she said that you still gonna give me my money, even if it's from the grave. Okay.
You cannot like me. You don't gotta like my music. You don't gotta like how I dress. You don't gotta like how I talk. But yes, I will take it very about my father. That ain't no funny shit. That ain't nothing to fucking play about.
Okay.
Then you
I done messed up the rant. Okay, here's what Tasha had to say. She said, make no mistake, we aren't afraid of anyone and their lawsuits. I have 3 extremely high profile legal teams that are on standby in case it gets slippery out here. We've sued dozens of times and have won each one of them since 2020. Every time. 2018 was a heavy lesson learned and will never happen again in history. This was my loss for my gains. I've humbled from that experience, and my lawyers have since schooled me like no other. That's why we continue to operate and thrive in a space that is dominating. Looking forward to 2026 and much more. Okay, so that's what she's basically saying right now. But Cardi B lost her mind, and it really stemmed from a couple of things. Number one, that photo of Stefan on that damn yacht. Apparently, after she came out and said, could y'all please leave me alone? Stop trying to make me feel bad. People were ganging up on Tasha K. Somebody said that bold, ashy bitch just proved Cardi right again. Oh, hold on, child. Yeah. Always trying to use a ninja to hurt Cardi. Like Cardi said, get your nigga to slap the uncle who touched you. So yeah, they're trying to bring up the old conversation. They're trying to bring up the old conversation about Cardi B's father, which was disproven. It was all disproven. I'm not sure why it popped back up in social media, but that's what happens. Okay. Tasha, please pay her last little milli so that she can shut the F so she can shut the F up. Child, a little milli. That shit hurts. I'm sure that hurt, child. That $4 million ain't nothing to play with. But yeah, she is paying her debt. She did pay it, some of it, okay? She got a little bit left, but she'll get it out. But yeah, that's what happened. I just wanted to say what y'all thought about that. But she's upset that Tasha has showed Stefan on that boat, and she feels like she's being picked with. I don't know why. I always feel sometimes when I be watching like these shows or people that's famous, I'm always thinking that they have a like thicker skin. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. They are so sensitive. This hat keep like squishing my eye down. They are so super sensitive, child. They're way sensitive, more sensitive than the YouTube land. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Maurice. Let's talk about Maurice being over there on Carlos King's channel, child. Let me put this up. I hope y'all had an opportunity to see my live from yesterday because it was thebomb.com, okay? But Maurice and Kimmy are in marriage counseling, and apparently, even though when we saw them on the show, they said that that was their 3rd session, that was their 3rd counseling session. Apparently, they have been in counseling for a minute. So they've been having some challenging times for a minute, according to what Maurice said over there on CK's channel, YouTube channel. So here's the thing. I don't know. I don't think I would ever talk to Maurice and give him advice about anything because he doesn't even look like he doesn't look like he values anybody else's opinion. Let me say that. He doesn't look like he values anybody else's opinion. But he came on specifically to gaslight the viewers, gaslight anybody who watched that show and had an opinion about his statement where he tells the counselor, people who for a living help marriages, right? He tells the counselor, a woman can lay on her back longer than a man can stand up, which everybody took on his face to be exactly that. Like you're treating women like hoes and a man is just supposed to come run through the woman, right? Everybody believed it. Everybody that saw it, that's what they thought. We're not dumb, right? Did y'all take the poll? Let me get the poll results this time because I messed up yesterday. I didn't get the poll results. But hold on, how many of y'all took it? Okay. So here's the results. I asked you guys, I said that Maurice said that the viewers got it wrong. What he meant by that statement is that a man will orgasm faster than a woman. I asked y'all to put, okay, that's a much better statement than what he said the first time. 7% of y'all said yes, that you felt that that was actually, it cleared things up for you. 28% of y'all said no, that's actually worse. And then 65% of y'all said, is Maurice on the spectrum? Because that's, at this point, I'm thinking yes, okay? He has to be, because there's no way he believes the words that are coming out of his mouth. There's just no way. There's no way. I'm assuming he told that to Kimmy, and maybe Kimmy believed it or told him, yeah, okay, that's much better. And now he wants to test it out on the rest of the world. Child, good night. Absolutely not. Hold on. You finally watched it and it was cringe. Definitely. In my opinion, it seems that Maurice's family probably gassed him up to make him think that he is the smartest person in the room, and it has moved with him through his adult life. Right. I'm always amazed at the way celebrities interact with the public. These celebrities have way too much time in their hands. I 1000% agree. I always thought that if you had money, child, you were spending your time doing anything else except listening to, everyday bullshit. Who cares what that lady posted? There's a million other people posting much worse about you, I promise. Stay off the internet. Either he's on the spectrum or he doesn't have any type of social conscience bone in his body. Okay, so this is what he ends up saying on Carlos King's channel a little earlier today. And when he says it, I mean, he said it as straight face as anything. He goes, well, first, let me start from the beginning. He comes on, he's really stone faced. Like he's not, he's kind of looking like he's somber a little bit, like he wants people to feel sorry for him, and he's been getting beat up all weekend, and that people just, live to misunderstand him. And then he said some shit about how he's trying to improve himself, but that it's really hard because the comment section beats him up and attacks him so much that he doesn't, every time he feels like he's moved an inch, they will take him back 100 feet. You know what I'm saying? So he was blaming it on that. He said, even with his marriage, he wants to get better, but everybody's telling him that they might as well divorce because there's no hope for the two of them. It was a whole thing. He was really putting on like, trying to put it on like he wanted people to feel bad for him. It was pretty crazy. Anyway, he goes from all of that to asking everybody on the set, let me put the picture back up, to asking everybody on set, Dustin, Carlos, and what's that girl's name? I forgot. Whatever it is, Claudia Jordan, asking them what they thought he meant. Tell me what y'all thought I meant before I tell you what it actually meant. So everybody's like, we don't know. Shit, this is your set. You explain it, right? Finally, he gives some crazy answer, like a riddle almost, like you had to decipher what the hell he meant by it. And Dustin says some profound shit. He said, one of the reasons why you are up here to defend yourself is because no one ever knows what you mean. We don't know what you mean. You say shit and it's so off the wall to the people that's listening that we're sitting here like mind blown. You're a lawyer, you're a father, you're a husband. There's no way you can mean the shit you say. And yet universally, we're all thinking the worst, because how else can we take it? You know what I'm saying? So Dustin basically says, if you want us to know what you mean, you're going to have to just spell it out in plain facts. He says something else, and then Dustin actually makes a comment. So you're saying that you would be quicker to orgasm than the woman. And he goes, that's exactly what I meant. Now everybody else is looking at him like, and I think it might have been Dustin who says, well, isn't that to Kimmy's point that she needs more from you in order for you to be satisfied, in order to enjoy it, wouldn't you do more? Because you literally sat in front of the people when they asked you, the relationship counselors, you literally said to them when they said, is there any way you can give her more time? You said, no, absolutely not. I will not do it. You did say that. So come on in, everybody. He says ignorant, disrespectful things, and he has the audacity to question why people side-eyes him. He has the audacity to think it. Exactly. Okay. So after he says all this, there's a moment where Claudia Jordan attempts to beat him up a little bit, like verbally. She's telling him all this stuff about what a woman needs and what a woman wants and stuff like that. And she's being very frank in her conversation, just hitting all the points. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how good your D is, blah, 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 blah. If you can't get into my head, I don't want you. You're going to feel like anything else out there in the world, right? And he is literally tuned out. And I don't know if she can't tell that he's tuned out, but he is. But you can tell that Maurice is the type of person that when he's done with you, he's done with you. He doesn't think you're smart enough to engage him. He doesn't want to do it. And right now he's sitting on a stage with two gay men and a woman, right? He's already done with you. He's already like, our worlds aren't the same, so I don't want to talk to you. He started off the counseling session telling Kimmy that everybody has problems, Kimmy, and if these motherfuckers can't tell me anything that I could use, if they're just going to give me some old recycled hashed out bullshit, I don't want to talk to them. I'm going to tune out. He tells her that, and now these people are sitting here telling him the exact same shit, and he's not responding to any of it. What he ends up saying is, has anyone on this platform been married before? Because if you haven't been married before, you can't tell me shit, is what he's basically saying. Let's see. There's no way in the world that I would allow someone that's 10 years younger than me to pounce on me whenever they get ready and dispose of me like trash. Is he 10 years young? Is he 10 years younger than Kimmy? Oh my God. He's not even that smart. He just thinks that he is. Yeah, there's a lot of people that feed that information to him too. Everybody he talks to says, oh, he's so smart. He's so smart.
And you think because you're not.
And let's not forget, he's supposed to have been an ex-deacon. He was supposed to actually counsel people for marriage. Melody says at the reunion, season 9, she said, I used to call you all the time to counsel me and Martell. She said that on stage. And I remember thinking, there's no way I would take advice from Maurice. Maurice is horrible. But he ends up telling them, are you married? Have you ever been married before? Because if you haven't, your world is different from my world. And then after he says that, he makes the threat like he's going to throw in the towel on Kimmy. Not Kimmy throwing the towel on him. He says, the way you guys talk, like you know all the ins and outs about marriage, I may as well give up on my marriage now, because this, I can't continue in it. I can't continue to take advice from people on the outside when it comes to my marriage. Can y'all believe that shit? Anyway, all I have to say is Claudia spent way too much time trying to tell him stuff. She was literally listening to herself speak. When she finishes saying all the stuff she was saying, he says to her, I've heard this from my wife before. I've heard it from my wife. I've heard it from counselors. I've heard it from family and friends. I don't need to hear it from you. Period. Okay? The other thing that he said, though, I do want to put this out there. Should have left the show. Who should have left the show? Maurice? He makes a comment. We've heard him say this, right? I think it was first season, first episode or second episode of the very first season. He told Kimmy that he thought she was too good to be true. That's why it took him 7 years to propose, right? And we saw Marceau smirk like, this motherfucker always lying. I feel that Kimmy just wanted to be married and chose what looked good outside. Eesh. He said that him and Kimmy used to have a good sex life prior. He said that they used to, I guess, do it like rabbits all the time. And now she changed. He didn't change. She changed, is what he said. There's no way that Kimmy didn't know that Maurice wasn't like this before. I agree. I think she did know that he was like this. So anyway, when he says that he thought Kimmy was too good to be true, he repeats it again. He said, I thought Kimmy was too good to be true, so that's why it took me so long to marry her, and I'm still learning things about her while we're married. Claudia says that's an interesting thing to say, because if a man says you're too good to be true to me, and they like basically lead me on for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, I'm going to think that that is your way to make it seem like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop so that you don't have to marry me, so that you don't have to commit, which is exactly what it sounded like when he said it the first time. But Claudia deciphers it, right? She's like, you don't care about that woman. What you're really saying is just what we said on Sunday. You like to put her in this box where you want to say certain things to her and make her think you're too good for me, and I'm really lucky that you're giving me a 50th chance, 60th chance, 1000th chance, whatever it is. You always want her to think that she's working with you while you're working on being better. And that's not good enough, right? Marriage does not negate common sense. You right about that? Anyway, when Claudia breaks the code and she says, I think you use that as an excuse too. You use it as an excuse. You just want her to think that you're doing something, you're working on some shit, but you're not. You always want her to think that she's better than you so that you can continue to be the fuck up. You can continue to do exactly what you're doing and not change at all. He says to her, because now she's struck a nerve. He says, wow, I never thought about it like that. Let me ask you a question. Are you a professional counselor? She goes, no, I'm not. And he goes, well, I'm going to take it back to the professionals because I've never heard it said like that before. You just made me think of something. Child, even then, Dustin made this smirk like, bitch. Everybody, I would have said the comment stop. I was like, child, we know what you're doing. I told y'all that the other day. You telling everybody that you are emotionally unintelligent and an addict is just an excuse so that you don't have to own your shit, so that you don't have to make any changes, so that when you mess up, because you are intentionally, that you don't want anybody to, hold you to the fire for it. You want people to ignore it. And she said the same exact thing. Anyway, he makes this comment that he always puts Kimmy in harm's way. He said, I know I put Kimmy in harm's way. He also said that he knows that the things that comes out of his mouth is always collateral damage for her. He said that. I know I put her in harm's way. I know that what I do and say is collateral damage for her. Then what are you doing now? Let's see. Did you catch it when he said that he was taking care of his what? Taking care of the what? Did you catch it when he said that he was taking care of the shut-in? That is a term that he said he was taking care of the sick and old. Woo! What producer was taking Kimmy to chemo? Maurice wasn't taking Kimmy to chemo? I'm going to need you to give me more information. I did not see that. I had no idea. I thought that he was, because I remember Jalen saying, he's not calling me. He's not calling me and letting me know how my mother is. Now we know why. Oh my gosh. She did say that she thought she had to do what she had to do in order to get the ring to show. The show is over now. They just need to get matching slippers and a lazy boy recliner and call it a day. Ciao. I don't know. I think Kimmy got some life left. I actually think that here's the problem with Maurice, if you want to put it out there. This was an interesting thing that he said. What Kimmy has recently said to him is that she wants the type of man that other women want. If there aren't women out there that want to take you from me, then you're not doing your job. This is what he says on this platform, that his wife told him, from this point forward, you need to move and operate in a way that if there isn't another woman outside looking to take you from me, you're not doing it right. You're doing something wrong. Is that good advice to give your man, child? I did not hear him call her the sick and shut in, though. I might have fast forwarded through that part. I'm not going to lie. Because he was kind of bringing me down. But I do remember him saying that part. And I said, she does have a point, because I'm going to tell you right now, nobody wants Maurice. Maurice is the garbage. He is the bottom of the barrel. What did Martell say? You are the bottom of the barrel. Yes, that's how I feel. Hold on. Kimmy was sick for New Year's Eve, and he took care of her, and he made the sick and shut-in comment. Oh, okay. I do remember him saying that she was sick for New Year's Eve, but Claudia was dogging him so bad that I was just paying attention to his face. Because she said something like, she made some sort of a ex joke. That sounds like permission to cheat to me. Child. Well, I have to say, he's not a desirable person. He just isn't. So I understand her saying, hell, I might be the only person that wants you at this point. This is how bad you are. I might be the only one that wants you. And even though I do whatever she's saying to him, I would like to see you get better. You're going to have to really show and improve. Because right now, Martell is better than you. And he nasty. He's as nasty as the rest of them. I do too. I think the same thing. I literally said when I watched Sunday's episode, I said, he gives me the type of vibe, when we was younger, high school, college, guys would do certain shit to make you break up with them. You know what I'm saying? So that it could be your idea. He wants Kimmy to leave. He doesn't want to make the decision. He doesn't seem to want to be there. That's what it's giving. Even when he was on this platform, that's how he was talking. I love my wife. I do, but the public doesn't want us together. What the hell does the public have to do with it? That's your relationship. That's your marriage. You figure it out. You usually don't care for Claudia. Same. I don't either. I usually don't care for Claudia, but she was on point tonight. I would say that she was on point when she was really dogging his ass, but I think she was trying too hard to give him advice, because I was like, Claudia, keep that advice to yourself. He don't care. He's not trying to take no advice from you. I would say at age 48 or however old he is, you should know by now how to handle yourself. I think Kimmy would just like for people to respect her, because right now nobody respects Kimmy. Kimmy started off being the most respected. Y'all remember when she gave Martell that speech and she said, We didn't have any problems before you and Ariane brought us into this shit. And she told him that he wasn't invited to her house after that. Why would you say sick and shut in for your wife? He makes it seem like she has to catch up to him, or take care of her. I think so. That's what it gives. I mean, 7 years to get a ring. You finally get the ring. You're still giving her boyfriend problems. Even like going out late at night and wrecking your car. She doesn't know where you are. No, all that stuff is stuff that you wouldn't handle when you're married. They stole the show to still be exposed. Who they steal the show from? Please don't say they stole the show from Melody Child. Melody said she quit and she was invited back. He does not want Kimmy, and deep down, he hopes that he messes up so much that she walks away. Yeah, when you get to this level, you definitely want people to walk away. I agree. A waste of time and breath. A waste of time and breath. Who did he steal the show from? Melody could go back to the show tomorrow, I think. If y'all wanted her to, if her fan base was open to it, she could go back. Y'all just have to ask her to go back. Melody left because she purposely made it toxic. You think the Scotts made it toxic? Because they didn't film together, y'all. Do y'all remember them filming together? They never filmed together after season 3. I think after season 3, they had very small group moments, but not a lot of one-on-one moments. I think what made her leave was what happened with what Destiny revealed. But I also think that Martell sitting there, if y'all had an opportunity to see it, Martell was horrible, in my opinion. I don't know. I would have felt really bad if my ex-husband was sitting there like this, staring a hole into me, and like it was kind of a threatening kind of energy. But I know that they got to figure those things out for themselves. But he was bad. He was ugly. But I don't know. I see stuff different than other people. Maurice is a waste of breath. But I don't think Melody was in the cast. I don't think that she had tough interactions with the cast. Is that the right way to put it? Her last season, she had the incident with Nell Fletcher. She went to the wedding at the end. I thought the wedding was cute. And I thought that they all seemed like they were okay at the wedding, except for Martell. She ended up leaving because he came and sat down at the table where they were sitting, and she didn't want to sit with him. But I thought it was normal interactions with everybody else. I just think it was the reunion thing. He has Kimmy acting like Tasha when stressing over Marceau. But yeah, that was pretty much it. The biggest part was that the biggest part I thought was that he was just saying, Kimmy told him that if another woman doesn't want him, he's trash, he's dirt. He's not worthy. Let's see. They haven't shown Martell in 3 weeks. That's what his ass gets. They should have treated him this way while Melody was on. They did. He didn't film with them when Melody was on either. He actually had less filming when Melody was on last season than anybody. Y'all remember Melody didn't film with him, right? Melody did not film with Martell last season. Their only filming was at Nell Fletcher's wedding, but she didn't film with him not one time. And he really had the least amount of scenes of everyone. And it had been that way for maybe 2 seasons, maybe 2 or 3. So I remember season 7, 8, and 9. He didn't get a lot of filming time at all. I talked to y'all about it. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, not everybody has been, but if y'all have been following my channel for a while, I was like, Martell isn't getting any filming roles. He's not filming with anybody. And then after he got into it with the Scotts said, we're not filming with him at all. So that's why when they started the season, they opened the season, Martell was begging Marceau to forgive him. Like, come on, man, let's just squash the beef because nobody's going to film with him. I mean, except for Destiny, he knows that his scenes with Destiny is crap. They were terrible. Oh, I hate that. I don't see her the same way you guys see her, but that's okay. I always saw her as the lead. Like, I thought she was the person who got the scenes going. More than anybody else on the show. She got the scenes going. I think it's unfortunate. She went from being like the top dog to everybody just thought she was in pain. Even Carlos said that Kimmy was going through her journey alone. People were telling Maurice these sick comments, and the ex-producer Destiny, ex-friend, said her only family was there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you think that they need to do? Mm. So I don't, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, okay? It's 1:30 in the morning. For me, I don't watch the show the way a lot of people watch the show. So in the same way that I watch Married to Medicine or Potomac or whatever, I can watch it and kind of lay it to rest, but I don't take what I'm watching as personally as I know a lot of people took it. Because after a while, when I was watching some of the stuff that was going on, I kept saying there's something else that we're missing. There's something that's not being shared. And until everything comes out, I don't want to get like suckered, basically. But what I can say is I've actually enjoyed the season. I haven't had any, I haven't watched it and thought I hate these people or I hate the show. I watched it and I like the show. I don't miss Martell being, I mean, like he's not on it and I don't miss him. And when he is on it, I mean, it's there and that's it. But I don't give two shits. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel sorry for Kimmy. She played a trick role to get a married man. She played a trick role to get a married man. And what happened? Her age and side effects from being sick, she's not able to keep up. I think Kimmy's storyline, and I'll say this, even with Tasha, you want to know what I'd like to see with Tasha and Kimmy coming up next season? I think that this season, they let it play out with the men, right? You get to hear Marceau say in that last episode, I was an asshole. I need to speak to you softer. I need to do this. Okay, let's see if it happens. and you get to see Kimmy say, we are going to go to therapy and this is what I want. And she also said, I need to be loved. I need to be loved the way I deserve to be loved. And I need you to stop embarrassing me and doing this horrible shit where I cover you because I'm tired of that. Right. So we get to see it. Now I would like to see their stories because, and by their stories, I mean the women's stories, because if Tisha's open and she said, listen, I got married when I was young. I met Marceau. We were engaged within a couple of months because I was pregnant. I had this baby. And then for a little while, Tasha was in the house, right? She was a stay-at-home mom. When that show came on air, it played out exactly the way we saw it. Tasha was at home. She was doing all the cooking, cleaning. And Marceau tells her, a woman who's still trying to find herself, he says, let's learn each other in the marriage. And then they have a ceremony months after or years after, right? But if they got to learn each other in the marriage, Tasha had to learn herself too, right? And he didn't give her that opportunity. So she doesn't get to know who she is in the world. She doesn't know, as a businesswoman, whatever dream she had for herself, they get put to rest. That's a fact. If Tasha wants to give that side, I would love to hear from her. Come on, tell us, what was it like to be this young mother who gave up all of her dreams for a man that she barely knew, because she did. We're going to learn each other in the marriage. And then as you were processing that and you realize maybe we don't like each other the way we should, you kept having babies for him, for both of you. And I know that you love your children and you might love him as their father. But I think that is a real journey that women have. And I would like to hear it. As much shit as Tasha gets, I think that would be an interesting story for her because that's honest. That's what I would like to hear. Um, I'm sorry, there's no evolution with the current cast. It's the same storyline. Also, they are using storylines from other shows, like the Tylers did the affection therapy. Okay. You don't think any other show has done affection therapy? You've never seen another show do that? I think that people would probably, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. For me, if to be honest, the story I'm interested in, now that she's come out and said that part, I want to know what it felt like for you to have to put everything on hold because a man that you just met and you married because you were pregnant, maybe you thought it was the right thing to do, but he tells you, I want you to be a stay-at-home mom. I'll take care of everything. This is our agreement. Start the story from there. Start the story from there. And the same for Kimmy. We know Kimmy's smart. We know that she's beautiful. We know she has a son. We know that she went through this sick journey. Why do you love Maurice? Because we're never going to see the Maurice that you see. Ever. Ever. So what is it that is, do you feel like you can't do anything else? Who did you date before Maurice? What type of man were you interested in before Maurice? We don't know anything about Jalen's father, except she can't stand him. But those are things that she doesn't bring to the show. And I understand that because he doesn't, if that's not something that you want to talk about. I think it's a good show though. I don't have any problems with the show. It's a real story. So what do you remember her story being? Like when Tasha came on, her story was, I want to go outside and work. And people, whether you liked her or hated her, there were people that were fans of Tasha's. They stopped being a fan of Tasha when they didn't understand the Melody and Tasha drama. And no one talked about it, not even Melody. Well, according to Saturday's episode, she admits her marriage has problems. She admits that they have problems and everything else. So if this is the platform that they're giving to us now, I mean, I think it's okay. She did admit she has problems. So did Marcel. The conversation was, our kids are going to be out the house. Do we stay together? Yeah, this is really it. I hate to say this, but I want y'all to just listen to me, okay? Because y'all know I don't just say shit. I think about it. It's just how I was raised to think about stuff. And I try to give everybody grace because we're living this life the first time, all of us. Okay. I don't believe that I've come back as anybody else, but listen to me very carefully. Okay. When Tisha, when you look at Tisha's life and you look at, let's start with this. Tisha comes on the show. She's a housewife. At least that's how she's presented. And Marceau is being just an asshole. Sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's not. But it was comic relief kind of stuff. But we knew she wanted to go outside. Marceau, it's time. I got to go outside and work, right? I don't want to be in this house anymore. She's talking to Mel about it. Mel is like, yeah, girl, get out the house. Remember, she tells Tisha, Marceau needs to be more like Martell. And Tisha's making these faces like, you think that Marcel needs to be more like Martell? Then she has a little joke about it with Kimmy, and Kimmy like, hell nah, you don't need to be like Melody, and you don't need to be like Marcel. Didn't need to be like Martell. For all of us that was on the outside looking into that storyline, we were turned off by that type of engagement because we thought that Melody and Martell were going through something hard and that they were being insensitive to that, right? But now that we have the big picture, now that we know all the story, we have to put these stories where they belong. We got to put it in the box that it belongs, because it just didn't happen. They didn't just, you know what I'm saying? Even Melody have said, I cannot stand Martell. I wish I would have had my kids by another man. I don't mean to be laughing at that. It's funny to hear someone say that out loud, but she has said it out loud like multiple times, right? She started off the season with snipers on her roof. Like, I wish a motherfucker would come over here. I'd take them all out. Shoot first, ask questions later. Like all the stuff that we've seen. So when we hear Melody do it at the end, it makes sense now that maybe Tisha had some insight that we, the audience, didn't know, and it just didn't translate for us. But one of those people was really awful. And I'm going to put it in the Martell box because he had a way of making all of us think that he was one way, right? He said, I don't cheat. I was just caught up with that one girl. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And he told that story all the way until he couldn't tell it anymore. And the truth just spelled out of his mouth. And when that happened, I was just like, ugh, how, you know what I'm saying? So we see Tisha say stuff like, please watch him. Please watch Marcel. I don't trust him around Martell. And then you hear Martell say, you couldn't get a bitch without me. Like, you was fat, you was ugly, you was the bottom of the barrel. The only way you could be with another woman is because I warmed her up for you. Like when you hear that and you know that that's the truth, like now, aren't you like kind of like, oh my God, how horrible? Like how horrible is that? We're not given the full picture and putting those stories where they belong. I think Melody meant that he should be like Martell in the way that Melody was able to go to work. So you feel like, so you think there's grace there with Martell. Okay, I'll give you that. I'm not sure. I think that Martell was a lot harder than people think. And I think that that entire cast worked to cover the real Martell. Like when he would go off, they were all like, oh my God, Martell's going off. You know, like the way people would spring into action to, and we didn't know what it was at the time. We didn't know what it was, but the way people would spring into action to make it okay. That's what I remember. I know it's a sensitive subject to talk about, and every blogger tells it wrong. Let me change that. I should not have said that way. Every blogger tells it differently. Every blogger tells it differently. But when I have the full picture, I deal with the full picture. I can't just compartmentalize these little moments. That's not true. I think that Melody was leaving that man before the show came on because he was a horrible motherfucker then. And I think when they came on, they played it up and they were looking to, you know, do their job and be a part of the TV life. But if you go back and you watch it from episode 1, that secret, every time Martell says you weren't taking care of me, he was literally holding that secret over Melody's head. And in the beginning, she laughs and plays it off, and then there's a moment where she explodes and don't say it again. And you could see it like every time. And you can also see how all the other cast would operate to control him. He is so truthful about Marceau. So do you believe, if you're saying that Martell is correct, do you believe him when he said, I was the one who I was basically the ringleader. That's the only way I can explain it. He said, I know what we did together because I was there and I was the one who would get the girls. I got the girls, you would come in behind me. Now, if you believe that, then that means that he was lying his ass off in the earlier seasons when they basically make it seem to us that that marriage went left because they became friends with the Scotts and it was the Scotts who corrupted their marriage. That was said. I agree, Melody needed to have it documented for protection. Yeah. So yeah, it's getting late, y'all. We gonna have to wrap this up. I just think that if you look at the full picture now, you will see it in a different way. And you got to let some of the reins off of the other people, because I think that the way Melody said she covered, they all covered. They all covered. They all covered for Mel, Martell, the whole thing. And so I think people got dragged into their situation, and I don't know if they deserve to be dragged into their situation. But we all in the beginning, most of us, not all of us, because there were other people who were saying there's something wrong. But I think a lot of people who kind of just followed it as a story thought, oh, Tisha Marceau, and we didn't give Kimmy and Maurice nothing. We thought that, you know, they were just dry Kimmy and Maurice. You miss seeing Melody. You see Melody every day, though. You just miss seeing her on the show. Everybody needs a break, though. Let her take a break, child, and she'll find a way to figure things out. Sometimes you get, I mean, think about that too. Melody and Martell were on the show the entire time, even after divorce. Can you imagine? She's never had a time to just exhale without Martell in her space. Yeah. All right, that's it though. Child, that's long enough. How long have I been up here? An hour, 30 minutes? Plenty of time. Plenty of time. So y'all hit my like button, share the video, okay? Hit the like button, share the video. I appreciate y'all coming through. We had an old school conversation like we used to about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I still think there's plenty of stuff left to talk about with these folks. We just gotta appreciate the story for what it is right now. But that's it, y'all. Thank you, Lady D Keys, for coming through, hanging out for tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of the cousins coming through as well. You guys have been amazing as always, listening to me with my stuffy nose, child. Hit the like button, share the video. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.